Alright, hello, welcome to my channel. So yesterday I put up my first video where I did a little makeup tutorial and unboxed my Ipsy, and I am quite happy with it just because essentially I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and it took me a long time to get the courage to actually sit in front of a camera and do something. But I did realize that I also didn't do a lot of things, like didn't say, welcome to my channel and, I'm Midnight Muses. Thank you so much for being here. And I didn't mean to say all those things, so I'm going to do it now. So welcome and Midnight Muses. And I want to talk a little bit about why I am starting my channel. Because it is definitely the beauty stuff for sure, because I've been a makeup artist for going on 12 years this year now, certified makeup artist. I did my first schooling when I was 19, and then a few years later went to a proper school and studied makeup for beauty, for film, for theater, did special effects, that whole thing. So I have been in the industry for a very, very long time now. I've worked in films, I've done a lot of weddings, I've done retail. The only thing I haven't done is theater, which I do really love, and I have thought about doing, and maybe I will. I'm not sure, because I do love doing theater makeup. I also love doing body painting, and I don't know, just an idea of more things that you might see on here at one point. And for the longest time, because I always do like little things, when I get my Ipsy, I do like the Facebook reviews and stuff, and my friends and family are always like, well, can you put it on video so I can actually see these things? Like, that's great, you detail them very well, you tell me how they work and how they don't work, and that's great, but I'd love to see it on camera so I can actually see the product in action and how it works, and just make it more visual, a little bit easier to understand. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And I've been saying that I think for about a year or two now, and so finally circumstances are where I have the time to, and I really needed something to fill my time to make me feel more productive. So that is what I'm here doing. So I have a little notebook of things that I wrote down to talk about, which is why you see me keep glancing down. I kind of want to try and stay on point, and I am very, very prone to just rambling and going off and not making sense of things, but whatever. So today is not going to be a makeup tutorial. As you can see, my makeup is already all done. If you are curious about any of the products I have used, I will let you know. It's just a bunch of random stuff. My foundation is far too pale today. I'm using a winter shade, but it was a new foundation. I wanted to try it. It was by Cover FX. I don't like it. The coverage is great. Like, I actually didn't even need to use concealer. Like, the coverage is full. It is fantastic. And it's not even that it's too light that's the issue. I really don't mind that so much because I get super pale in winter. I could have just saved it for that, and could have darkened it with bronzer. Again, not a big deal. It's that it moves a lot. Like, I've only been wearing it for about 2 hours now, and I don't know if you can see, but like when I lift up my glasses, it's like all gone right here, and that's just from my glasses being on. And like, I know glasses can do that, but I have those really soft kind of plastic ones, and they never move my makeup ever. Like, I can go from glasses to contacts, no problem, and not have to touch up ever. So the fact that this is moving is terrifying. And I've noticed that, like, I've like touched my face, and every time I touch my face, it's like, oh, that foundation is now gone, and it is powdered and set. And I actually use a proper setting spray today and everything, so it is very movable and not so great. Not the best. It's the Cover FX, the compact cream. I don't even know why I have that, but I do. But yeah, not great. Anyways, today's not about makeup, so I'll stop reviewing makeup. That's literally all that I do. Like, when I work, like, I just talk about makeup that you should buy or not buy and why. And but I'm trying not to do that today. Today I really am trying to do more of a get to know me and why I'm here, and just to say a few things. Also, another thing I really wanted to say is I put out my first video last night, and that was really, really hard for me, and I'm so so thankful to the people that have watched it. In the first like 2 hours, I got 4 subscribers, which I know is nothing, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's no big deal, but to me it is huge. It is especially huge because those 4 subscribers were not people that I knew. And that was so amazing that you guys were actually willing to watch what I put out without knowing me and subscribe, knowing, like, in the hopes that, you know, I keep coming out with more content. That means so, so much to me. When I made this channel, it really, I really didn't think that anyone outside of like a couple of friends and a couple of family members that specifically asked me to do this would actually watch it. So the fact that, you know, I've had a couple of views and I have those subscribers mean the world. And, you know, to my cousin who subscribed today, like, don't get me wrong, it is just as amazing that you are here too, especially since you are so far away from me and I don't get to see you. Hopefully this gives you a chance to get to know me a little bit better, since I don't think I've seen you in, I don't even know how many years now. It's been very, very long. Anyways, so a little bit about me. I have like career and interest here. I did talk about my career. So I've been a makeup artist now for a very long time. And I absolutely love it. I am not working at the moment, but that is to do with other stuff that I'll talk about in a little bit. But it's not because I've in any way lost my passion for the industry. I absolutely love the beauty industry so much still. Some other things that I'm really interested in is, I actually started out my working life, I did interior painting of like apartments and houses and stuff. And I still really, really, really love doing that as well. My parents are really, really nice and have let me paint in that house so much. I've painted my bedroom there like so many times, the bathroom so many times. And, you know, at one point actually, I kind of was allowed to take control over my room and my younger sister's room and just go crazy and pick the flooring and paint all the walls. And I actually painted a big Starry Night mural all over my sister's wall. She thought I was joking when I asked her if she wanted a mural, and she was like, yeah, it'll be great. And then I was like, okay, cool, did it. And she came home and she was like, oh, wow, you did that. I was not expecting it, but she likes it. It's all that matters. And, you know, I made that whole thing blue. I did mine all purple and plum and black and put up some cool wallpaper and stuff. But again, doesn't matter. I like painting. From there, I actually went into baking and became a baker. I did that for a while, and I still bake to this day all the time. That is something that I definitely have a big passion for. I find that when my stress is at its worst, if I can just go in a kitchen and whip up whatever, whether it's cookies or chocolate souffle or a cake or scones. I love making scones. Doesn't matter. It calms me right down, puts me in my happy place, and I feel a lot more stable, and I can get back to what's important and really, you know, stop focusing on those little negative thoughts that like to take over. And I've recently gotten really into cooking too. Well, not recently, for a few years now, because in my early 20s, I developed a ton of allergies, which was great. I've never had allergies before in my life, so suddenly not being able to eat anything was new and interesting and horrible. And one thing to know about me is I'm actually Trinidadian Guyanese, and I love home food. I could spend my life eating curry and roti, no problem, and it's fantastic. And when I got those allergies, I suddenly couldn't, because the first ingredient for curry is to fry up some oil and throw some onions in, and I couldn't eat anything. And it's taken me years to relearn all of my favorite recipes, and I actually am quite proud of the different curries that I make now, and I learned how to make my own roti, and I think it's actually been really good for me, because, you know, I could cook decently before, but it was just, I cooked a lot of really bad food, and with these allergies, I've learned how to cook really healthy for myself. And especially like in the last few months now, I've been working on like a slow weight loss kind of thing. You know, it's boring, I won't go on about it, but the fact that I did have to learn how to cook everything, because like I can't go to a regular drive-through. I have a very severe onion allergy, so I have to be so careful with absolutely everything that I eat. So it's really been good at teaching me just how to cook everything. And I've really found a love for it, and I found that similarly to baking, it really helps to put me in a more calm, happy place, and I don't know, it's good. I like it. So, oh, and I sew, but I don't do that very often anymore. I feel like I should go back to it. I miss it. I love it. I love making clothes. Basically, I'm one of those like jack of all trades kind of creative people where it's like I paint, I draw, I cook, I bake, I do makeup, I do all the things. The only thing I can't do is computer stuff. I'm not techie at all, which is why these videos are horribly unedited. I will be getting my boyfriend to help me out at one point. He is fantastic at everything technology based. He knows it all and it's fantastic. He actually has a YouTube channel as well for anyone who likes gaming and wants to watch some gameplay. I think it's pretty awesome. It's Twisted Demonic. Twisted Demonic. I will link it down below in the description box, but it's awesome. There's actually a video on there of us playing Mario Kart together where I'm Daisy and I kick his ass, which was a pretty big accomplishment for me because I'm by no means a gamer at all. Like, that is my one game that I like to play. So the fact that I could beat him in one game was like, yes, I can do this. I was very happy. So watch that if you're interested. And so yeah, that's basically like my interest, my stuff. You'll probably see tidbits of that throughout this channel. Like, I might vlog random days and just be like, oh, you know, this is what I'm cooking for dinner, or this is what I'm doing here, or I'm painting this thing right now. And I don't know, as I said, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with this channel. Another thing here is why I decided to start my channel. So again, I told you basically like my kind of main reasons for doing it is because I've been asked to do it for a very long time. My reason for starting it where I am now kind of goes into my next subject. I suffer really bad with like anxiety and depression. I have a panic disorder and PTSD and like all this other stuff. I really don't want to go into diagnoses right now. And I don't know if I ever will. But point is, I have a really hard time with my mental health issues, and I've been basically off work for the last year. I tried going back a little bit over the last couple of months where I'd work like every Sunday here or there, but it just, I don't know, like my anxiety came back, my depression started coming back, and I started going right back down. So at the moment I am currently off again. So I am just figured, you know what? I literally am sitting around like a hermit all day, every day. I'm starting to go stir crazy because my anxiety is so bad that I cannot leave this apartment by myself. I get really freaked out. I get a panic attack when I come back in. So it's like I need something to do that's productive with my time. And because I've had all these people being like, hey, you know, do this YouTube thing, you know, we want to see you, we want to see what you're doing, we want to hear your voice a little bit more. It's like, you know what, I'm going to do that. And I decided that because I'm in the situation that I am right now where I can't work and I'm off, that I would not just do it on beauty, that I would try and incorporate a little bit of mental health awareness in it as well, since it is something that I struggle with so badly and have been just trying to get a hold of and manage for most of, if not all of my life. So, and I think it's really important. You know, and I know there's a lot of stuff with mental health awareness these days, you know, everyone's big advocates for it, and that's really great and all, but the reality is it is still really hard to get help, and it's not okay, and things need to change and things need to be fixed. I know that for me personally, it wasn't until I was literally at the worst point that I have ever been in my life before I was taken seriously. I had a basically 2-year breakdown where I just kept getting worse and worse. I was still working, but I was just getting worse and worse, and I just couldn't get out of it. And you know, it ended at a particular point. I may talk about that incident, I may not. I'm not doing it today. But point is, I got to the worst point that it could get to, and I ended up in the hospital, and my boss, who was so fantastic, was like, you know what, you need to take time off and go into treatment, like just go and do what you have to do. And she was so supportive and so great. I'm so appreciative of that. and she let me take that time off, and I ended up being in hospital for 4 months. But it wasn't until that day and that incident that people took me seriously. And I had been actively searching out help from the moment I started having my breakdown 2 years prior, and no one cared. They're like, oh, you're not bad enough. You can still work, so you're not bad enough. Or, you know, like, it's like, no, I'm working because I can't afford not to. I'm not working because I'm okay working. I'm not working, like, I'm still getting, and at that time, I was getting panic attacks at work all the time. I kept having to leave and go outside and feel like I was dying, and I'd be at the corner of the building feeling like I was dying. It was horrible. But because I was still at work, no one would help me. No one would do anything for me. And that has to change. It shouldn't get to the point where people are basically dying before they're like, oh, you need a little bit of help. Like, why can't we help people when they feel themselves starting to slip? And it's like, okay, I don't need a lot, but I need a little bit just to kind of give me that push to get back to where I need to be. And I think that if people were more willing to help people when they were in that position, that we wouldn't have the mental health crisis that we're having today, because they wouldn't be getting to that such a severe point. Like, I got to such a severe point that, you know, I've now spent the last year working on my recovery. I do things every single day to work on my recovery. I do meditations. I have very specific mood journals. I see therapists every single week. I see, like, I hate that this has become my life, but at the same time, I'm aware that at this point, I need that, because that's where I am. And I wish that I'd gotten help when I first asked for it, because I feel like I might not be where I am today. So don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful to be where I am. The last year has been an incredible year for me. This month, it actually is incredibly important, because this is the month last year where I had my incident, and to where I am this year is so incredibly different and amazing. And I kind of almost don't believe that it's real that I am where I am today from where I was at this time last year. This time last year, this month, I was in a hospital. I was at my worst. I was doing so poorly. I was under 24-hour observation. It was horrible. And this year, I'm sitting in my boyfriend's apartment, who I love. He's absolutely the love of my life. And the fact that I found him is still mind-blowing to me. I'm so incredibly grateful for him and love him so much. He has done so much to help me just find stability and confidence in myself and belief in myself that, I can get through this and I can get back to where I was before, and I can be, and I am strong, and I will get there. And I'm so, so grateful for him. But, yeah, so that's a little bit about me, my crazy mental health problems, and I will continue to talk about them. I probably will make them dedicated videos, but I'm not sure. I might just throw in tidbits every now and again, like if I'm having a bad day, just to let people know that, you know what, even if you look great and everything seems really well, it doesn't mean that your head's not going crazy. Because I know that was a big thing, especially with me, because being a makeup artist, you always look good. You have your makeup on, you look great. No one knows that you're not okay and that you're actually really sick and you actually really need help because you look good. So I probably will throw that in, like, even like in the middle of makeup, and be like, I'm having a bad day, but you know what, you always just got to work through and keep breathing and know that, tomorrow will get better, and just keep your head up. There are people that love you. That is something that I learned. I really thought that I didn't have people that loved me anymore. And it's weird because, like, I'm so close with my brother and my mom and my family and my friends, and there's too many of them to name and count, and I won't, but it's like I didn't realize, or I'd forgotten, or I didn't believe it anymore that they still cared for me. I really did just see myself as an unwanted burden, and in this last year, again, they have really come through and been there and shown that, you know what, no, they do love me, they do care for me, they will always be there to support me. And again, I'm so grateful for everyone in my life. I hate that it took me falling so low to realize and appreciate them, and I'm sorry that it took that for me to appreciate you, but I do love you all so much. Anyways, it's getting a little bit depressing, so I'm gonna probably end it off here. I'll do another more makeup-y thing tomorrow. My friend Amy wants me to do my skincare. So I might do that tomorrow just to kind of go through what I'm using, why I'm using it, what I love about it, what I don't. Because she has sensitive skin like me. And so always going through things is great. And it'd be nice to do something nice for her. Anyways, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And thank you so, so much for watching my first video. And if you've continued on, you watched this one, thank you so, so much. As I said, I promise they're not all going to be like this and me just talking and being depressed. But thank you. Thank you so much for giving me a chance. And hopefully you stick around. And I will be back either tomorrow or Friday. All right. Bye, guys.